John here from L&B Fishing Club. Out here today to do a little maintenance action. Doesn't take a lot of time, but will make a huge difference on the water. What we have here, green battery, is our trolling battery. And we're 4 years into using this battery, 5th year actually, and very shortly on the water, you're on the top speed, 5, on the edge, 45. And you're just barely moving. So it's time to change it out for a new trolling motor battery. So I went over to Costco and got a replacement battery which is the same capacity as this one from Interstate. Don't be nervous about making this change because it's actually easier than what you would do to change the battery in your car. Let's go into what it takes to change the battery. The first and most important thing you do is unplug the charger. You don't want the charger running while you're changing the battery. That can create some bad problems. Tools that you'll need: a 9/16 wrench, nothing to it. Avoid the wrench coming in contact with any metal, okay? But if you come in here and disconnect the ground side first, now I'm done with the wrench. That was just to loosen the nut. Take the nut off. This next step is something you don't have to do, but I found that it makes it a whole lot easier, and that is to take the 3 eyelet cable connections and put a zip tie around it. Not so much that it'll be a problem of coming in contact with anything, but it'll be a lot easier to get it back on afterwards. And try and get that out of your way. So now the ground is off the battery. With the ground off the battery, you can come over to the positive side, and if somehow you accidentally get in contact with anything, there's no path back to the negative side of the battery to cause a spark, so you should be okay. Again, 9/16 wrench just to get the nut loosened. Take the nut off. And the 3 cables. Why 3? Okay. You've got the zip tie on here before I forget. One cable is the battery charger. Makes sense. The second cable goes up front to your trolling motor. That's how you get your juice to the trolling motor. The third is, I have a shallow water anchor, and it works off the same battery as your trolling, and if you think about it, it makes sense. If you're trolling, you're not using the anchor. If you're using the anchor, you're not using the trolling. So it's a good choice for where to put it. So now the power is disconnected. Here is a simple clip strap. It holds the battery down while you're running, driving around, so you don't damage the battery. And then you got a lift handle to pull it right out of the cavity. Okay? The old battery is out. Now we get the new battery. and it was ground positive, so it's in the same orientation. Don't get the wires crossed in the wrong direction or you'll have some real trouble. The battery comes with replacement nuts, which is a good idea to use. The trickiest thing of this whole job, which is not tricky, is to get the battery in here and make sure down in the bottom you've got some cables. Okay? Make sure you don't park the battery on top of those cables. And the battery weighs about 50 pounds. So it does take a little strength to try and get it in here. Yeah, sounds like it's in the tray. Looks like it's in the tray. And it looks like it's flat. So now it's time to bring cables back up and get them reattached. Okay, to make sure that you've got both sets of cables up, that you're going to be able to reach over and connect them to the battery. And we will reconnect in reverse order. First things first is the positive. Let's see what we got here. We cut the tie wrap off. Thread the connectors back on. 1, 2, and 3. You got all 3 there. You can just spin it down, finger tight. Okay. And again, your 9/16. Make sure it's tight. Because if that comes loose, oh boy. And then you put the protective boot over the connector. Now we come over to the negative side. Cut the tie wrap and put them back on. 1, 2, and 3. And then the securing nut. That's the ground side. Get it secured. Make sure it's tight. Okay. And put the protective boot over it. What's left is to get the strap. Make sure that there's no twists in here. But that it's flat, and there. Okay, it's not going anywhere. Okay, power's reconnected to the boat. Okay, one step left. The battery you'll need to get charged. So we need to connect the charger. And most important of all is you want to check the battery charger and make sure that there's no alarms showing, meaning you haven't made any mistakes on the wiring. You will find one green light and one red light. The green light is on your cranking battery, which has been in place all along, and the red light is your trolling battery that you've just replaced. You'll need to come back in a while to make sure that the red light goes green, which means your trolling battery is now fully charged and you're ready to get back on the water with full power for your Edge 45. I hope this has been helpful. As you can see, changing the battery for your troller and your cranking battery is right in front of it. If that needs changing, is very, very easy. The most difficult, because of space, is to make sure that as the new battery goes in, you're not pinching any cables and you are firmly secured. At the end, you check to make sure that it's charging, and in the day, you'll be ready to get back on the water with full power. This is Big John, L&B Fishing Club. Tight lights.